This is bad, guys. Man, I knew it was going to be bad. I knew it was going to be depressing, but holy this is worse than I realized. Look at this. This is my dad's old neighborhood. Holy Sorry for the bad language. When did all the Italians leave?
Well, when did everybody leave? This population is half of what it was.
Is your neighborhood safe?
Not really. I'd be lying if I said yes.
Seriously? How much do they pay per night usually?
It depends the season. In the winter, even in $50, nothing.
More abandoned houses. I mean, what in the hell is this? I mean, the Canadian side has a better view. Everybody knows that. And so, damn, the Canadians have got us there. This has got to be the deadest, one of the deadest Little Italys anywhere. Most of the Italians are gone, though, it seems like, right?
Oh, yeah.
This neighborhood, like in the... You don't do videos? Here, is it quiet at night still, or is it decent?
In this area it is, but once you go up a little further, probably not.
Am I gonna get in trouble for 1017? Hello? It's a blustery late March day, Niagara Falls, New York, and walking alongside the rapids here in Niagara Falls State Park. And, you know, I've been here probably 200 times in my life. The Canadian side has a better view. Everybody knows that. That's part of the reason, I think, why Niagara Falls never got rich from tourism, is that you have a better vantage point, particularly of the Horseshoe Falls from the Canadian side. And I think that's one of the main reasons why Niagara Falls never got rich from tourism. You do have a few good vantage points here. As you see, there's a platform over here. We're going to take a look out from over here. But generally, the Canadian side has more tourist attractions. There's Niagara on the Lake, which is a quaint historic town, which has the Shaw Festival. There's wineries. It's just... the Canadian side has completely eclipsed the American side tourism-wise, and that's one of the reasons why Niagara Falls is still poor. But it is what it is, isn't it? Man, coming from Florida off the plane today too, it is freaking, it's about, I'd say 40 degrees, but it feels colder for me. You become so freaking soft living in Florida, I'm telling you. It's crazy. You see there's not that many people around either too, considering it's a major tourist attraction. On the other side of the bridge, many, many, many more people. This is really freaking idiotic too. Look at this. So this is the entrance to the viewing platform. This is the best way to view Niagara Falls, at least from the American side, is from this viewing platform. And they've closed the damn thing. You believe this? What in the doing around here? I mean, it's bad enough that Canada has a way better view, and now they've closed down this viewing platform. I try to figure out why. Maybe they're refurbishing it. Maybe it's closed permanently. Maybe after the bridge collapse that just happened in Baltimore, maybe they're afraid this thing is not structurally sound. I don't know. But this this tower over here, this platform, I guess I would say, it's kind of like almost like a pier that goes out into the Niagara Gorge. This was the best way to view the falls from the American side, and it's now closed. Man. Got people from all over the world who come here. You hear Italian being spoken. There's always tons of people from India here. Chinese, of course. Many nationalities around the world, and especially sometimes too, if people don't have a Canadian visa, this is the only way they can see it, is from the American side. So apparently the American viewing platform back here is not open yet because the American Maid of the Mist has not started operating yet, but we can see that the Canadian one has. You can see it right down there. And so, damn, the Canadians have got us there. Look at that, they're already operating and we are not. Damn. They've tried. I'll give them credit for trying, but they've never really figured out how to make Niagara Falls, New York attractive and beautiful for tourists. I mean, there's just so much schlock everywhere. It's just unfortunate. You know, several years ago, they built this beautiful Culinary Institute in downtown Niagara Falls, New York. And I remember at the time people were thinking this is going to be transformational. It's going to completely change Niagara Falls, New York, and it just hasn't. Then you got things like this. I mean, check this out right here. I mean, what in the hell is this? I mean, you get these big signs here that say Tourist Center, International Food Court, souvenirs, gifts, shopping. I mean, come on, seriously, guys? I mean, just no. No, 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 no. Just bad. Very cool to be back in Western New York, Niagara Falls. This is where Niagara Falls, New York, the American side. It's where my dad grew up. He was born here in Niagara Falls, 1932. And he always talks about DiCamillo Bakery. He loved DiCamillo Bakery and the Romano pie. This place has been here for more than 100 years. And it's so good. My kids love coming to this place too. So every time we come back to Buffalo, usually we go to the location in Williamsville, but now we're coming here to the original. I think the location has moved. I'm gonna have to ask them. You see behind me here, 1920 this place was founded. They celebrated the 100-year anniversary of this bakery and the Romano pie. So I'm super hungry. Let's go in and get something to eat. Dude, you can smell the place. You walk in here, oh, smell. It's just freaking amazing. This place makes super good bread. And pastries and stuff like that, but I'm always here for the, well, they've got Easter cookies here and stuff like that. Check that out. Easter cookies. Where's the pizza, guys? Over there. Oh, it's over here. All right, here we go. I'm here with Tom DiCamillo. He's been working here since he was 12 years old. And could I ask Tom, what year was that?
What year was that?
Yeah.
I can't remember. Tell you the year. I was in 7th grade.
You were in 7th grade, okay.
Working
So he's in 8th grade.
Yeah. Working after school, after college, and only when I was in the Army was I not working there.
And so Niagara Falls has changed a lot since you were a kid.
Oh, yeah.
Now, when my dad grew up in Niagara Falls, it was an Italian neighborhood near DiCamillo's. And it hasn't been an Italian neighborhood really for an awful long time, right? When did all the Italians leave?
Well, when did everybody leave? This population is half of what it was. In,
Right.
Let's say around 60.
Right.
We were slightly over 100,000. Now we're
50, right?
Yeah.
So
On a good day, we're 50.
everybody left for someplace else.
Right. So, but
But you guys have endured, though.
we have endured. Just a lot of little things.
But you think it'll ever get back to 100,000 people again, or that's forever gone?
No, I think it will.
It could?
I think it could. We're sitting on 1/5 of the world's fresh water, goes right down the Niagara River. I mean, that's a big plus. We have a somewhat of a moderate climate. We have
So, come on now.
occasional,
We live in Florida now, so I don't know, I gotta dispute you on that one.
No.
You think it's
no.
moderate?
Yeah, we're not bad. 1 or 2 big snowstorms a year, but better than sweltering.
My wife is laughing over there. You don't agree, Jen?
You got us.
Hurricanes. We got hurricanes and things to contend with.
But you also have to be indoors in the
Right.
summertime. You know.
I feel like this city should have become rich with all the tourists coming here over the years, but it never did.
It never did. It should have.
And is that because of bad politicians and corruption and
Well,
or
I would say corruption, a lot of poor decisions, mainly poor decisions. And we get anywhere from 10 to 13 million visitors a year, and we should be able to capitalize on
Right.
it. And we've had a lot of just poor decisions.
do you think it's getting any better, or is it getting worse, or
it's
staying the
actually-
same?
I think we've bottomed out. I think we
Yeah.
are on it, starting to claw our way back up.
Thank you so much. It was so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
We're so happy to come back to the original location. Usually, because my parents live in Amherst, usually we go to the other location in Williamsville.
Right.
But this time we flew into the Niagara Falls airport, so I'm like, I want to go to the Niagara Falls location because it's closer. We're hungry.
Well,
Anyways,
we're on the way up.
thank you so much, buddy.
Hey.
Nice talking to you. Look at this pizza. 2 slices of Romano. I'm probably gonna have to get more than 2 slices of this because this looks freaking amazing. So good. That's the sauce that makes this thing amazing, isn't it, Jen? Niagara Falls is absolutely full of dilapidated, old, beautiful old houses. Well, I shouldn't say beautiful because this place has seen better days, right? But just so many of these old abandoned structures in Niagara Falls. It's really sad because this was, probably 100 years ago, a beautiful house. There's tons and tons and tons of these places abandoned. And that's why, the place, as Tom DiCamillo said, 100,000 people, now there's 50,000 left, and tons of abandoned houses like this one. It's a what?
Blue Cardinal Capital.
Okay.
The owner.
Really?
He's a Canadian.
It's a beautiful old house, huh?
It's a Victorian house.
It would cost a lot of money to refurbish this thing, though, wouldn't it?
This one, the company is the owner. This one, the other, 40 properties.
Wow. 40 properties.
Yes.
And they're trying to sell it, huh?
I don't know.
It'd be pretty cheap, wouldn't it?
I don't know.
Are you from Italy?
No, from Spain.
From Spain, okay, all right. So, same neighborhood.
Yeah.
And do you live here?
This is my house.
Okay.
I have a butterfly garden.
I'm coming by to check out the old neighborhood. My father grew up here.
Where?
He's 91 years old.
Okay.
He grew up here, was born here in this area in 1932. Long time ago. I was saying on my vlog, back then Niagara Falls had like 100,000 people.
Right.
Now it has like 50,000. So there's a
40,000.
lot of 40,000.
Yes.
So a lot of people left.
Yes, because of the factory closed and
Right.
everything shut down.
How did you end up here from Spain?
Not because I want to make Airbnb, Airbnb.
Yeah, of course.
And here I found it was a good possibility to do it.
Does Niagara Falls allow Airbnb?
Since 2018,
They do allow it.
yes. Before it was kind of forbidden.
Can you make money?
To survive. But
I like the idea because everybody always said when my father grew up here that Niagara Falls was going to become rich because of all the tourists, but it never did.
no, because I think in the world, in Europe, there is some cities they are getting empty. The empty Europe.
Yeah.
There is some political party now they represent the empty Europe, the empty town that the people go for the big cities.
Yeah.
For more service or more theaters. But in Niagara, something like that happened.
Mm-hmm.
But I think now, because of the COVID and a lot of diseases in the world, the people are going back to the countryside.
Mm-hmm.
As in France, I've been living in France either.
Okay.
And the price in the countryside are growing up the
Okay.
price. And even I've been renting over here in the COVID time.
Okay.
Some people from New York escaped from New York.
Mm-hmm. They want to come someplace quiet, right?
Quiet.
Is it safe around here? Is the neighborhood good?
This is safe.
Yeah.
Here,
Because there's some parts of Niagara Falls that are not very safe.
like Pine Avenue
Yeah.
and 17.
Well, that was the heart of the Italian neighborhood.
Yes, Pine and 17. But most of the people, original people from here, they live from near Lockport to Buffalo
Right.
or other place in the United States. But this was a good people here. Even the people here are very countryside people mentality.
Right.
I born,
Do you like it here?
Yeah, I born in the countryside.
Mm-hmm.
The people have this mentality, countryside mentality. Even if it's a town, even the people here are different than New York City.
Right, of course.
In New York City, they are more rude.
Oh,
Here,
of course.
The people are more open, more soft.
But you think this city is getting better or...
I think it's getting better.
Okay.
I think the mayor, he worked for the justice many years.
You're not talking about Paul Deister, are you? Deister was the previous mayor, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you like him or
I
no?
don't know so much about politics.
Okay.
But I think the Restaino
Mm-hmm.
is the
He's good?
mayor now. I think he's good because he worked in the justice.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he knows everything. I don't vote. I don't belong to any party. I'm independent, as the pigeon.
Right.
And then this is what we have. But Niagara will growing a lot. Even the price of the house
Yeah,
now are
it's
like,
cheap. You can invest and make it an Airbnb. It's a good idea you have, I think.
Yes, I have a pond over there, the butterfly garden.
Do you rent this house? You part of your house as Airbnb or no?
Yes, I live down and I rent out.
Nice. And you get tourists in here?
Yes.
And how
mainly.
much how much do they pay per night usually?
It depends the season. In the winter, even in $50, nothing. But in the summer, maybe you can charge
100 or something or?
150.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
And you have good occupancy?
Yes.
That's great.
Because the people came over here because I have more than 40 host plants for the butterfly in the area,
Cool.
especially the milkweed for the monarch.
Cool.
You see the butterfly?
What's the name of your Airbnb?
It's,
Does it have a name?
Eduardo and Isora.
Eduardo
And Isora.
and Isora. That's your wife?
No, it's my aunt.
Your aunt, okay.
Yes, and
So you're Eduardo?
yes.
I'm Dave, good to meet you.
I'm a super host.
Okay. Oh, you're a super host on Airbnb? I gotta go because my family's waiting in the car. It's nice to talk to you, man.
If you want to buy a house in Niagara, I recommend buy a house near the rapid over there.
Near the
There's
rapids.
Some houses they are selling now by 350.
350K? Okay.
Yes. Some houses this is Maine
Okay.
to the river.
Okay. Nice to meet you,
This is
Eduardo.
what I advise you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Yes, but
So you see more grand abandoned Italian homes. This is Pine Avenue, which was once the proud Italian neighborhood that my dad grew up in. And you see here, it says Henry Merletti, an Italian podiatrist who once had his office here. And that was obviously a long time ago because you can see how like the floorboards are all rotted and this place is falling apart, long abandoned like many, many other places. And yeah, that's about it. And this place across the street's falling apart, but somebody's actually living there. And it's sad what's happened to Niagara Falls. There's no question about that, but this has been going on for a very long time. People here are telling me that the place isn't as bad, that it's actually getting better. Maybe it is. It bottomed out maybe 20, 30 years ago. And it's on the upswing, but it's taken a hell of a long time because there's still so many boarded up buildings and it just makes the place look, you know, extremely depressing. Now this place next door, actually people are still living there and it needs a lot of work, but you can see there's satellite dishes on there. So people are living there. But this one though, this was a grand old house at one point, that's for sure. So we're cruising down historic Pine Avenue, Niagara Falls, New York. Once a huge Italian-American neighborhood, home to my father's family and many other Sicilian immigrants and immigrants from different parts of the south of Italy, the Mezzogiorno, as it's called. The DiCamillo family, now he said the DiCamillo bakery was originally around 3rd Street, so that's Pine and 10th. I guess it was further down here. Slow down a little bit, would you, Jen, as you're driving? Otherwise people are gonna get like vertigo. We don't want to get people sick with this video. So here it says, right here, here's the sign, Little Italy, Pine Avenue. Except there are very few Italians left here, that is for damn sure. And so a lot of the Italians moved to Amherst and Williamsville, which is where my parents moved to. And other parts of the city, even like North Buffalo, still has more Italians. Some other Holy Family Parish. By the way, some of my ancestors are still buried here in Niagara Falls too. And so we're at 15th now. Okay, so DiCamillo's must have been in the other direction.
Yeah, behind us, I guess.
And there's still a couple of Italian restaurants left here, but they're hanging on by a thread, I gotta be honest with you. There's Chinatown. There's like 2 or 3 Italian restaurants left in this neighborhood. Como is one of them, but I don't even know if Como is still operating. I think Michael's is another one. But yeah, this has got to be the deadest, one of the deadest Little Italys anywhere, because you see like almost no signs of Italy left. Latinas, this thing says, right? Mm-hmm. So what is there left of this place? There you go. There's a pizzeria. All right. That's something. It's not much though. It is not too much. So there's a faded old sign there that says Angelo Wine Place, but that's obviously long closed
In 800
down.
feet, your destination
There's a
will be on the
Vietnamese
left.
pho restaurant. Here's a Mexican restaurant. Jen just saw an Arab realtor, a sign for an Arab realtor around here. So there's, you know, quite a few immigrants here from the Middle East, South Asia, Burma, places like this. Here's the Como Deli and restaurant. Is it even open? Looks like it's closed down.
Is on the left.
This is a famous. It's closed today, but I don't know. What's a Thursday? I don't know. Maybe it's completely closed. Here's the Christopher Colombo. Jen, could you slow down, please? No, I guess not. The Christopher Colombo Society. I wonder if this place is still open. Maybe we could turn around and take a look. Let's see if that's open. So, I see a guy over here. Looked like he might be an old Italian guy. So we'll see if we can talk to him. See if there's any Italians left in this neighborhood. See what he says. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Sorry to bother you. Just curious. You look like you might be an Italian guy. You are an Italian guy. Good. My father grew up in this neighborhood in the 1930s and 40s. And I was just wondering, are there any Italians or many Italians left here?
30 or 40.
He was born in 1932 in this neighborhood.
I was born in 53. I was born in
You're
69 Del Buffalo
well,
Avenue.
my father's 91 years old, so you're a heck of a lot younger than him.
yeah.
He went to Bishop Duffy. I don't know where you went to high school, but
No, I went to LaSalle. I went to Pacific Avenue.
okay.
But you got
Are there Italians left? Because it looked like some of these places are closed down.
22, 24 Independence Avenues where my father, his brothers, my grandfather.
Okay.
Casino, and then, no, that's the address, 2224.
Okay.
So you can review there.
Have you lived this neighborhood your whole life?
No, I live on 15th and National.
Okay, but nearby.
15 years now. See, my son lived there, my granddaughter lived there, so I moved in. But they're gone now. They moved out.
Well, most of the Italians are gone, though, it seems like, right?
Oh, yeah.
90% of them? What would you say?
Oh, hell, I don't know.
Most of them, though, huh?
I don't keep track of them, you know.
So who mostly lives in the area now? Immigrants, or?
No, let's see. Oh, there's a store, yeah, India, Pakistan.
Pakistan?
Yeah.
And Indians and people like
They
that?
got the stores and they got the restaurants, you know.
And there's a lot of African Americans, too, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, they know.
They've been here for a long time, though.
Yeah, but they do their own. Well, I'm familiar with a different manner. Have you ever heard of that?
Uh-huh.
So what do you...
Just coming back to view the neighborhood because my father grew up here, and I was just curious how it, like, what became of it, you know?
Oh, wow.
How it is now.
Well, how far the
Because I wanted to give him, I wanted to show my father the video because he's 91. He can't get out here. I wanted to show him what the neighborhood looks like these days.
All right.
What do you think? I mean, are things okay around here? Is it safe or?
Yeah, it's as safe as if you keep your nose clean.
Really? Yeah. There are some shady characters around here though, right?
Oh, yeah, there's always been. I got to take off now.
All right. See you, buddy. Good talking to you. So that was it. As soon as I asked him if the area was safe, he said, I got to take off now. Pretty abruptly. Interesting, isn't it? All right, so across from the Como restaurant, here we go. The Christopher Colombo Society. Italian flags too, there's a little mural. I think they are closed down, but let's take a look at this place. They're probably just open maybe for special events. Let's see what it says. Founded in 1903. All right. And that would have been right around when my grandfather, Carmelo, moved to America. I think he was around 1906 or 1907, something in that range. I think this place is closed, but let's just check. Well, they've got bingo. No, it's locked. But they got bingo here. Okay. Tell you folks, this neighborhood's hanging on by a thread, but the history is still here. The memories are still here. Look at that, Christopher Columbus. So Columbus hasn't been canceled from Pine Avenue yet. Trying to call my mom right now to find out exactly what address my dad lived at, because I know my dad does not remember. He's got some memory issues, unfortunately, but she's not answering her phone. Come on, Mom. Answer. Visionary real estate, it says. I think you'd have to be a visionary to see this neighborhood getting revitalized, wouldn't you? Here we go. Here's a sign of the old neighborhood. Pete Valenti's Barber Shop. And there's definitely some old Italians inside there. What do we got here? Another Italian restaurant, Fortuna's. And this place, it's not open at the moment, but it looks like it is still in business. It's good to see. Sure. Stop. Hey guys, how are you? Can I ask you guys a question? How's it going, guys? Hey guys, how are you? I'm Dave Seminara. I'm Dave Seminara.
Yeah.
Good to be. I'm making a little video for my father because he grew up in this neighborhood, like in the. You don't do videos? I just wanted to ask you what the neighborhood's like these days because I wanted to show him what it's like. Is it still any Italians around here?
Huh?
Are there still some Italians around here?
Huh?
All right, you got to go. I won't bother you. He didn't want to talk to me. So that guy did not want to talk to me. I don't do videos, he said. Oh well. Slow down.
The house is red and green.
We have got a red and green house with an Italian flag right here that says, "Never mind the dog, beware of the owner." So there you go. There are some Italians hanging around here. Stop. Excuse me, ma'am. I'm sorry to scare you. I'm sorry to bother you. I'm making a video for my dad. He grew up in this neighborhood like in the 1930s and 40s.
Okay.
And he's like 91 years old. I just wanted to show him like what the area looks like. I saw there was an Italian flag there, so it made me curious if there's still some Italians here or not. I wanted to show him what the area looks like.
That I'm not 100% sure of. I know most of Pine Avenue is still Little Italy, so
Do you live around here?
yeah, I live up the street, but I don't know of a bunch of Italians still living in that area. Yeah, I
What?
went to school with a lot of Italians, but I don't know exactly where they live at. I know it's like Latinas are still on Pine Avenue,
Okay.
so it's still a little bit of a
Is it still a good neighborhood?
yeah, it's still a decent neighborhood. Yeah, it's pretty good. So
Any problems here? Is it quiet at night still, or is it decent?
in this area it is. Once you go up a little further, probably not. So much.
When you say further, you mean to the left?
Yeah, like once you go over and like
The 20s, like in the...
downtown, once you go over towards like
That's the sketchy area? Can I ask you a question? How did Niagara Falls not able to capitalize on the tourism boom of all the tourists coming here? Why didn't it get rich from tourism, do you think?
I don't know. I just think they just don't have the budget anymore. They put the money into the wrong things and it just doesn't go correctly. Like I said, they put the budget into the wrong things. They building stuff we don't need, and
Because there's a lot of abandoned houses, like tons of them around.
yeah, that's another issue.
Has it always been like that?
Not always. It's just starting to get worse. They're not doing anything about them. They tear them down, and they either tear them down and don't do nothing with the property, or they just leave the buildings standing there
Are things getting better or worse, would you say, or staying about the same?
about the same.
About the same?
Yeah, it's pretty stagnant. It's nothing. Like they building stuff. They're not building the stuff we need.
Like what do you think the community needs?
They need stuff for the kids. First of all, the kids don't have nothing. Like they don't have. If the kids want to go skating, they got to go to like North Tonawanda or Lockport. And
The
stuff like
suburbs.
that. So yeah, they got to go farther out. And Buffalo mainly has all the stuff. Like they got urban air and all that. There's nothing in Niagara Falls besides the bowling alley on Pine Avenue.
'Cause
Other
it's-
than that, they ain't got nothing.
I'm really curious. Anyways, nice talking to you. Thanks. I'm sorry we scared you.
No problem.
Thanks. See you.
Thank you.
Well, I finally got a hold of my parents, but unfortunately, neither my mom nor my dad, his memories are too good. I mean, my mom, I can't blame her for not remembering her. Actually, her memory is really good. She's soon to be 89 years old, but she didn't grow up here. She grew up in Buffalo, so it's not her childhood to remember. But my dad does not remember exactly where he grew up. I mean, he knows that he went to St. Joseph's Church. He knows that this St. Joseph's Cemetery right over here is where his mother and father and some of his brothers and sisters were born. My dad has 8 siblings, by the way. He was the youngest of 9. His father, Carmelo, and his mother, Antoinetta, are buried here.
Continue for 1.5
He knows that he went to
miles.
St. Joseph's Church. And he knows that he grew up very close to DeCamillo's, which was on 3rd Street in its original location. And he said it was, what did he say, a 5-story house, Jen? Or how did he characterize it? He said it was a 5-floor house. It can't have been 5 floors. I think my dad's a little confused. He's 91 years old. But it was an apartment building.
Maybe
He had
5 units.
5 units. Maybe that's what he meant. And there were 9 of them, 9 kids plus his father living there. His mother died when I think he was 8 years old, Jen, something like that. So that's all my dad remembers, but pretty clear that times have certainly changed, although there are still some Italians in this neighborhood hanging on. And I don't think that Niagara Falls is improving as much as it should be in terms of the development people were predicting 5 or 10 years ago. People were really talking about a renaissance, and I do not see it. We talked to a few people today. They all say that things are either remaining the same or getting a little bit better. So I hope they're right about that things aren't getting worse and the place, hasn't bottomed out. But it is what it is. It's Niagara Falls, New York. Back in Buffalo a couple days later, got the information I needed now, thanks to the draft registration records I found for Carmelo Seminara, my grandfather. I found the World War I and the World War II his draft registration records. The census records did not have his address, but his draft registration did. So the 1919 World War I draft registration records, I found the addresses, and so I'm back in the neighborhood. Also got some more details from my dad that this is the church that he worshiped at when he was a kid. And we're right around the corner from where he lived. His first address was on 14th Street, the second was on 15th. This was the church where he worshiped at. He said it was called St. Joseph's, but this says that it's now called Holy Trinity. It does say the church is from 1902, so it would date from that. And you see, Lynn, this block is in rough shape. You see more abandoned houses. Very depressing, but let's take a look around here. I don't know. I have a feeling this place is going to be all locked up, but let's take a look. See if we can get in here. I mean, it is Easter Sunday. You'd think this church would be open, but somehow I'm guessing it probably won't. It's a very pretty church, by the way. Let's see if we can get in this church. Locked. I wonder if this church is completely condemned. I mean, if a church was ever going to be open, you'd think that Easter Sunday would be the day, right? Let's see. Man, it's cold and gloomy out here too for the end. Now this place is all locked up. So we're driving up 14th Street, which is where my dad grew up initially when he was born. This is the house that they lived in. We'll see if we can find it, see if it's still here. I mean, I imagine it could be bulldozed, it could be knocked down, but he lived at 561 14th Street. This place is lived in. Huh. Is there anything even here? What are we going to find?
You've arrived.
You've arrived. Stop for a second here. Where the hell are we? This does not look like it. You know, it must be. Can you stop, please, Jen?
I'm looking for the addresses.
I know, but they're clearly not even written here. So, this is the block he grew up on, but as you can see, there's not much left of it. It seems like these vacant lots over here must be where he was born, but I mean, you can see, wow. Just take a quick look here. These places are all condemned. What on earth is going on? Holy shit, this is bad, guys. Man, I knew it was going to be bad. I knew it was going to be depressing, but holy shit, this is worse than I realized. Look at this. This is my dad's old neighborhood. Holy. Sorry for the bad language. I'm just. Wow. This entire neighborhood is like frickin' obliterated. Even this beautiful old church that he worshipped at as a little boy. So I should say too, I forget what I've mentioned before about him and his growing up, but my dad he was the youngest of 9 children. His father, Carmelo, his mother died when he was about 8 years old. So basically it was just his father. At that time when he was a little boy, my grandfather, Carmelo, worked as a maintenance man and janitor at St. Mary's Hospital. Holy shit, guys. This is crazy. This is Black Lives Matter. Just broken out windows and shit. Damn. Damn. Talk about an absolutely flippin' obliterated neighborhood. Holy cow. Just some more. All right, so this gentleman did not want to appear on camera, but he said he's kind of a little bit busy, but you see more knockdown houses and stuff like that. There's not too many people around. This street at least has some people, but go take a look and see if we can find any signs of life. There's so much trash around too, my God. Talk about an utterly and completely decimated neighborhood. But in any case, as I was saying, my grandfather was like a maintenance man and a janitor at St. Mary's Hospital, which I don't think is here anymore either. And my father worked as a young man when he was a teenager living in this neighborhood. He worked at the Cave of the Winds. So the Niagara Falls, famous Niagara Falls, is just, you know, about 5 minutes away. Another abandoned house here. It was about 5 minutes away from here. And so my father worked at the Cave of the Winds, which is probably the second or third most popular tourist attraction in Niagara Falls. His job was he was kind of like a salesperson. He got like, they'd get commissions for, he would meet the tour buses that would come out here. And his job would be to sell the people coming off of the buses and going into the Cave of the Winds. And he tells some pretty funny stories about how he and the other salespeople would try to one-up each other of saying how much water poured over Niagara Falls. One would say, oh, there's 50 million gallons every minute of that would go over. And then one of the friends would say, oh no, it's 100 million or whatever. They would try to one-up each other and tell tall tales to try to get as many tourists to come in as possible. But let's go back to his block here and see if we can figure anything out. But this is really sad to see. I mean, Niagara Falls was, I don't know if I could say it was a land of opportunity back when my grandfather Carmelo came here, because, you know, he was poor. He had 9 children. And it's probably a poor neighborhood back then too, to be honest with you, but I guarantee it didn't look like this from the way my dad talked about it. Back then, I mean, there was a lot of poverty, but there was also, you know, like pride of ownership, and people kept things neat and clean. I'm not blaming the people who live here now. It seems like almost nobody does live here anymore. I'm not blaming them, but just saying from what I've heard. So this is it, you know, they must have just knocked it down. This must have been where he lived right here. And now it's just this landscape of like nothingness and abandoned buildings and broken glass and trash. It's super sad. So anyways, what I figured out was then there was a second draft registration card for Carmelo from 1942. So I guess that was, he would have been 62 years old by that point. Carmelo was born in 1880. As I said, my dad was the youngest of 9, right? So kind of crazy. But in any event, looked like they moved to another address on 15th Street by the time the 1942 draft registration came around. So my dad would have been 10 years old by that point. So let's go look at that block and see if it looks any better. So this is the church my dad used to talk about. I think this is where he was baptized, St. Joseph's. He might have gone to that Trinity Church when they lived on 14th Street, but when they lived on 15th Street, he definitely came to this St. Joseph's Church. I know that because he's talked about this church being around the corner from his house. So I don't know, it's Easter Sunday. Is there any chance this place is gonna be open? I hope so, but somehow it seems like just everything is closed. It's locked, of course. Darn it. If ever a church was going to be open, you'd think it's like 10:30 a.m. on Easter Sunday. You'd think it might be. Let's try this door. No, it's locked. You know, another thing has to be said about Niagara Falls too, and population loss too, is all of the bad public health around here too. I mean, this is where Love Canal happened, the contamination zone. I think that was 1979 or 1980. There's a lot of industry around here and high incidences of cancer and stuff too. So I think that also has something to do with the population loss in this area and all the abandoned houses and such too. But This is kind of sad. I guess we're not going to be able to see St. Joseph's. I don't know. I might try to ring a doorbell or something, but let's see if there's anybody here. This seems to be like a parish office. Let's try ringing the doorbell. What the hell? Answering. We're on Earth of the Priests. It's Easter Sunday. Come on. I guess they're not going to answer. And there is the school, St. Joseph's School. That's where my dad went to school when he was a little kid. All right, so now we're driving over to 15th Street.
Turn right onto Pine Avenue.
Maybe put your seatbelt on so it doesn't just blow up.
Okie doke. Probably a good idea. My wife is full of good ideas. Put the old seatbelt on. Gotta love Kia, man. They're not just gonna beep a couple times at you. They're just gonna sit here and beep. And so I put the damn thing on. There, you happy, Kia? All right, I've got the damn thing on. Anyways, so by 1942, my father and his family had moved over to 15th Street. So let's take a look and see whether this looks any better than 14th Street.
There's Holy Family. That's one.
Turn left onto 15th Street.
This is the block that he then moved to. So by 1942, my father was living on this block, more boarded up. But this certainly looks better, but not great. Most of these houses are lived in, at least. Ooh, that one's got like a bunch of mattresses and stuff out front. Oops, that one doesn't look lived in. This one's for sale. All right, park over here for me, would you? I'm gonna get out.
Your destination is on the right.
What's the number?
1017. Let's take a look and see if I can find it. All right. So this actual block that he lived on doesn't look quite as good. Let's take a look. Holy shit, look at this one next door. Wow. It's for sale. But I mean, it's got like smashed out windows and stuff. Holy shit, this thing is for sale. Wow. And there it is, 1017. This is their house. And I mean, there's cars parked here, but the windows are all boarded up. Holy crap. And there's a trash can here. Damn, is somebody living in here? Wow. It's my father's house that he grew up in. The second one, at least, when he was a little boy. It was that other block, but by the time he was 10 years old, here's where he was living. This is when he worked at the Cave of the Winds. I honestly wonder, is somebody living here? It can't be, because there's no... Man, this is a bleak ass neighborhood. Let's see. Am I gonna get in trouble for... Holy shit, 1017. Hello? I mean, this is Niagara Falls too. It's freezing cold and there's no door open. It's locked. Okay, it is locked, but there's holes in the, you know, where the glass should be. So, what can we see? Can you see anything in here? Not much. Oh my God, guys. It seems to be abandoned, but the door is locked. But see, there's the glass is even missing from the door. Oh, there's somebody right here. I'll ask Kim. Look at the house next door. Holy crap. Morning. Could I ask you a question? Do you live around here? What's this? My father grew up in this house. I'm taking a look. Do you live here, sir? Yeah. He's walking away. It's really weird. Nobody around here wants to talk to me. He was taking pictures. Morning. Do you live here?
Where?
In this neighborhood?
Yeah.
Could I ask you a question?
Yes.
My father grew up at this house here, 1017 15th Street. I'm just taking a look at it. It looks like it's completely abandoned. Are a lot of these houses abandoned or?
Yeah, I gotta go.
You gotta go?
Yeah.
All right. There's somebody, I could ask him. Do you live in this neighborhood?
Huh?
Do you live in this neighborhood?
I do.
Could I ask you a question?
Sure.
I was making a little video for my father because he grew up here at this house, 1017 15th Street.
Yeah.
It looks like it's completely abandoned. Are a lot of these houses abandoned?
At the moment, the most I know is that this blue one's abandoned, and I believe the only other one is the red one down the street from this block. That's all.
But can I show you something though? It looks like the glass is missing on the door. Like somebody couldn't be living there with the glass missing on the door, could they?
Talking about the green one?
I'll show you. It's this one here, right here, 1017. I'm Dave, by the way. Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
What's your name?
Jesus.
My dad's 91 years old, so I wanted to make a little video of this to show him like what happened. But
All right.
it looks like there's no. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Like there's a car parked there, so you'd think maybe somebody's living here. But look,
Yeah,
the.
someone lives there. They own it.
Are you serious?
They had a problem. That's why.
What do you mean a problem?
Someone. No, not live. Oh, you mean this? I thought you were talking about this one.
No. Because look, the door, the glass is missing from the door. And
Oh, no one's here.
So this is just somebody else's car.
They come daily to fix the back and all that. I know who this is.
But
They're not living there.
But is the like abandoned? 1017?
Currently, yes.
Damn, that's sad to see, man.
Yeah, and then this one's for sale for property. But
Dude, who's gonna buy this thing?
No.
Like, how much would this thing cost? Can I ask you?
It depends. Like maybe 10,000.
Could they get 10? You'd have to knock it down, though, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Man. So you said they had a problem. What kind of problem? Did they go to jail or something?
Oh no.
A house fire?
It was a house fire.
It was a fire.
Yeah. That was all. Really.
What do you think happened to my dad's house?
That one I have no clue. The cart, the board up stuff, it's been like that for a while now.
Hey Zeus, can you tell me like who lives here now? Because like when my dad grew up here, it was an Italian neighborhood.
As for the people, I don't know. That I don't.
Well, do you live in this neighborhood?
I live over there.
A little further over?
Yeah.
But is it mixed? Is it like immigrants or like what kind of people live around the area generally?
Mostly mixed. If I had to be 100%
You had to guess.
on that.
Is it safe?
That I
Not
don't-
sure. How far away do you live?
I want to say like maybe 3 blocks down.
Oh, so you're close.
Yeah.
Is your neighborhood safe?
Not really. I'd be lying if I said yes.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Are there break-ins or what kind of danger is there?
Most maybe like street fights or stuff like that.
Stuff like that. Damn, this is sad to see. I think, are they going to knock down these abandoned houses or what are they going to do with them?
That I don't know.
You know, my dad grew up, you know the Cave of the Winds in Niagara Falls?
Yeah.
My dad grew up working at the Cave of the Winds. And like back then they thought that Niagara Falls was going to get rich because of tourism, but that never happened, did it?
No. The idea is no.
Why not, do you think? Just because they mismanaged the place or?
It's more like, have you been to Canada?
Yeah, it's nicer over there, right?
Yes.
So the tourists go to...
They do stuff over there better when it comes to tourist related stuff. Here it's 1 out of 10 laziness.
You think?
Yeah, that's how I rate it.
It's cultural?
Cultural reasons and all that. Like if they wanted to up their ante, look at what people are doing around the world on videos. You can see it on videos and proof. If it works for them, you should start bringing that over here. That's
True.
all I have to say about that.
Did you grow up in the Falls or are you from somewhere else?
No, I grew up in New York City.
Oh, cool. Okay. So what brought you over here?
Cramping was bad over there, and there's more space here. And
It's cheaper here, right?
Yeah.
Like you just said, you could buy this place for 10K probably, right?
Yeah.
But then you'd have to refurbish the whole thing. Damn. I really wonder who owns my dad's house now and how much this place is worth.
Yeah.
But it's not for sale, but it's like, you know, missing windows and doors and stuff.
Yeah.
Damn. All right, man.
All right.
Thank you so much. It's nice to meet you, man.
It was nice to meet you.
I'm Dave.
Oh, nice to meet you, Dave.
Good to meet you. Happy Easter. See ya. Damn, man. I'm gonna end the video on this depressing note. happened to this whole city. I mean, I don't mean to imply, listen, I got to be honest. There's some nice there's some nice areas in Niagara Falls too, and I haven't shown you any of them. There are some rich people in Niagara Falls, believe it or not. There's a freaking country club here, a beautiful country called Niagara Falls Country Club. So I can't say this video has been completely representative. Maybe this what I've done here hasn't been right. I don't know, but I just wanted to see my dad's old neighborhood, and believe me, this flippin' area looks like shit. I just got to be honest, man. There's so many abandoned houses. Areas lost so much population. It is sad to see. It is really sad to see what in the hell has happened to my father's old neighborhood. Again, I wasn't here in 1932 when he was born. I wasn't here in the 40s, but the way my father has described it, I mean, it was just a very decent area, you know. You didn't have to be afraid. There was no danger. I mean, people weren't keeping all this flipping trash in the front of their places. It's just sad that, like, I think it's like the culture of poverty, and I don't know what to say about it. I don't have any answers, but I think what Jesus was just saying about, you know, Canada just eclipsing us in tourism, I think that's it. That's a big part of the reason why this whole place, aside from bad politicians and stuff like that too, I think it's a big part of the reason of why Niagara Falls is poor.